guys, Joyful Gamer here, and today we're doing part 3 of what if Izuku was isekai to rwby. Yes. Basically, if you're seeing the background, thanks to Narukami Dreamer, of course, sent a lot of likes and thank you to him that I got this background. So yes, anyways, let's continue. Where we last left off, Izuku was talking to this mysterious voice, with Eri pretty much getting her semblance. To be honest, right now my brain is too slow to everything, and it is really tired. But anyways, yes, let's continue. Of course, the voice says, "Wait, I forgot to say that I added more things to you. Dang it!" With basically the other female voicing, "Are you sure, Ospin? Did you forget to?" With Ospin saying, "Yes, I've forgotten everything else since I was teaching him how to use his weapon correctly. But something tells me that I can help him. That there will be help. I'll be able to see him soon. And things would be easier if I just put these things into a piece of paper." With the woman just giving him a piece of paper and pen. With basically him saying, "Thank you, Glinda." I don't know who would actually be there, but I'm just guessing it would be Glinda, but yes. Anyways, basically, of course, Izuku wakes up with Eri, pretty much just on top of him, like sleeping. Izuku pretty much stands up, while Eri just, of course, wakes up saying, "Huh? Papa? Where are we?" With Izuku just saying, "I don't know, Eri. I don't know where we..." Instantly, of course, out of nowhere, a paper falls out. Like, pretty much falls down, while slowly floating down, with Izuku grabbing it saying, what does it... With instantly it says, "Hello, Izuku, I forgot to say that there are other things that you should know," and basically explains about the Fall Maiden. I think it was the Fall Maiden. Yes, I think it's the Fall Maiden. If it's not, please correct me. But basically, the Fall Maiden, about able to use fire and lightning, if I remember correctly. I think that. To be honest, I'm just making it up at this point because I have really shitty memory. But anyways, I'll go back to it after this episode. But anyways, let's go back. With basically Izuku reading the whole thing and basically learning about semblance, like basically getting the whole shtick about semblance, aura, and stuff like that. Izuku just pretty much buckets all that information in his memory, which of course the guy has really good memory. And basically he looks around where his sword is, and he finds it, and he's like, "Okay, thank God." With of course Izuku just stands up, grabs his sword, and puts it on his back. With Eri just following with him, and she has like a little hoodie, not like, it's kind of like Ruby. It kind of looks like Ruby, like, you know, she just has that on. Or I don't know what color it would be, but you guys can choose what color it would be for her, because I really don't know which color would fit her. Would it be red like Ruby or a different color? I don't know. You guys choose in the comments. But basically, yeah. So of course, we continue with Izuku just seeing the city, with him saying, "Whoa." For reality that's overwhelmed with grim, I say that things are looking pretty well. Instantly, he looks at there's a shop there, saying, "Huh, a shop. If I remember correctly, there are shops that sell dust. I think that's one of them. I think I should go look around to see where I'm at." Instantly, of course, that shop, that he sees someone get kicked out of the window. He's like, "What the?" Of course, instantly, pretty much same thing as canon for rwby happens, with pretty much a lot of people appear, with a lot of others appear. Others having like weapons, some having like regular like some regular batons, some having guns. He's saying, "Well, that isn't that original." With Eri just being scared, Izuku just told her, "Eri, okay, hide behind there," at pretty much the alleyway that they came from. With basically Eri just listens to him and hides there. But before she does, she turns around saying, "Are you gonna be okay, Papa?" Izuku saying, "Don't worry, Eri, I'll be fine." And basically just grabs his sword and just like does like a little, like pretty much like uses, like where the little trigger thing is. He kind of spins the sword around it and grabs it. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll be back." And pretty much just nonchalantly walks there with pretty much Torchwick. Yes, Torchwick. Basically says, "Well, Red, it was nice having fun. I was having fun and all, but right now it's time to end this." And of course, he was pretty much aiming at the cane at her with Izuku. And of course, there was like two other guys that was next to him with guns, and Ruby was basically having a bit of trouble. Let's just say for now, please, because let's just say for plot, please. With of course, they were all aiming at her. Wait, let me do something quickly. Okay, so basically they were all aiming at, like all guns were aiming at her, but luckily she was able to use her semblance to like go get cover, and of course, and they were reloading, but then instantly they both got knocked out quickly. Y'all might be saying how? Well, Izuku, let's just say plot, because right now I'm just too tired to even think of anything, and too lazy. But anyways, yeah, Izuku was able to knock both of them out. With Torture looking around saying, "What the?" With Izuku saying, "Hey, nice cane. And nice hat, too." With Torchic saying, "At least someone understands a good sense of style." With Izuku saying, "But anyways, you're gonna have to go to jail, man." With Torchic saying, "Sorry, good sir, but even though I kind of I'm starting to like you, I'm gonna have to go." Of course, same as Canon, he starts trying to leave. With pretty much thing, and of course Ruby, and Izuku next to each other, pretty much running side by side. Izuku saying, "Hey, what are you doing here?" With Ruby saying, "I'm trying to stop the bad guy. You?" Izuku saying, "Oh, same." Basically, Ruby says, "Okay, what's your name?" "My name's Ruby Rose." With Izuku saying, "Oh, Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you." Just like nonchalant, really. Like this is like an all-day occurrence, really, which is really weird if you think about it. But personality-wise, really, kind of, you can see it coming. But anyways, basically they both get to the same roof as Canon. With, of course, Izuku says, "So, if I may ask, where to now, Top Hat?" With the guy saying, "Top Hat? My name? Didn't you hear my name? Don't you know my name?" Izuku's just saying, "If you want me to be honest, I couldn't hear it from a few blocks away. I only saw a few, like, just heard sounds, really." With the man saying, "If you must know, my name is..." Before he could even finish, his hat pretty much just was falling off, and because of really, really tough wind. But anyways, Izuku pretty much just, because of the sword's angle, like it was upside down. It was pretty much the hat was near, like the feather of the hat was cut a bit. Let's just say it did, please, because I just kind of thought it would be funny. Right now, my brain is too, like, right now my brain is, oh my god, my brain is not working well right now. I'll be back. I need to do something real quick. Okay, I am back and a bit more awake now. I just pretty much had to go get some, go, drop some cold water on myself so I can wake up a bit. But yeah, anyways. So, basically Izuku, and Ruby were just there and saw a giant helicopter there with Izuku saying, "Oh, great. Is that your partner in crime up there?" With the guy saying, "At least we have someone here that's smart." But anyways, it's time to go, and I had a lovely day. Had a lovely night. Anyway, bye-bye now. Of course, as canon, he left. With Ruby saying, "Wait! Where do you think you're going?" With pretty much the guy saying, "I'm making my escape, young Red. Little Red. Bye-bye." Of course, Glinda, same thing as canon happens. With Izuku saying, that's cool. With, of course, Ruby just being the same as Ruby. Ruby being Ruby, pretty much asked for an autograph. With, of course, her getting in trouble and taken to the police. Izuku did too, but he did grab Eri with him before anything else. With Eri just pretty much sitting there, just being scared and just hugging him. The police ask questions of him, and he pretty much asks him. He just pretty much answers, which like a white lie. Of course, the police ask him, like, pretty much knows that he's lying because there are no documents of him and the girl, Eri. With then they hear a voice saying, "Oh, officers, please, let us be for a moment, please." With the officers, pretty much look behind them and they see, Professor Osmond, why are you here? With Izuku just looking at him saying, why does he seem so familiar? With instantly something clicked in him. With him just being quiet for now. Then Osmond says, please, gentlemen, me and this boy would like to have a conversation. Privately, please. With Izuku, of course, the officers left with Izuku saying, you? With Osmond just smiling saying, oh, so you recognize me, aren't you? Well, isn't that surprising? Izuku saying, yeah, it is. But why are you here? With Osmond saying, I'm here to get you out of here. And before you ask, I had some help on making some documents for you and your daughter. And also, she is in your custody. You can say she is your adopted daughter. Legally, you could say. And these are saying, okay. That's good to know. So what now? With, of course, Osmond having a plate of cookies, puts down with also a cup of milk. With Eri saying, what's that? With Osmond looking at the girl confusing, you never had cookies before? With Eri just shaking her head, like innocently saying, and what are cookies? With Osmond's heart kind of like feeling like a bit heavy, not like now figuring out that this child hasn't even had a childhood, which of course kind of makes him even sadder. With him saying, here, taste one. Pretty much grabs a cookie and gives it to Eri, with Eri of course being hesitant. But then Izuku grabs it saying, look Eri, it tastes good, see? And of course he takes a bite into it and eats it, and he pretty much eats the whole cookie and it's like, it's pretty good. With Eri, of course, then when she sees her papa eat a cookie, she grabs one. And then instantly there. With then Osmond saying, I must say, young Midoriya, your interaction with the other girl is very surprising. With Izuku saying, what? Me saying hello? Like introducing myself or something? With, of course, Osmond saying, no, not quite that, but I would say your daughter has quite an impression on her. With instantly, Izuku just blushes with saying, I don't even know what came over her, okay? I just as surprised as you are. Of course, Osmond just kind of like laughs. Anyways, flashback. So, of course, after everything, Glinda says, I will take you I am going to take you both to the police station. You are quite big trouble now here, both of you. With Izuku saying, is it okay if you can wait for a second? I need to go get my daughter. Instantly, Ruby was surprised with also Glinda. Well, Glinda more like faking her surprise. With Glinda saying, you have a daughter? With Ruby saying, how old are you? Izuku saying, well, she's 18 actually. With Ruby saying, but you're too young to have a daughter. You're my age. And what? She's like saying, There's so much questions. What's happening right here? Did something bad happen to you? Are you okay? Pretty much worried, and like giving a lot of being worried for Izuku, like something bad happened to him. With Izuku looking at Glinda confusing, huh? With Glinda saying, "Is she your bio?" With before she even finishes saying, "Oh no. Okay, I understand the miss. Okay, I understand right here. Sorry. Let me rephrase it again. I'm gonna go get my adopted daughter." With both of them saying, "Oh," but Ruby says, "But aren't you too young to have a daughter? You're my age, but why do you even have a daughter?" With Izuku just looking at the site saying, "It's how do I say this? Complicated, really." And yeah, took her in because she needed someone to be there for her. And I was there. I couldn't leave her on her own to defend herself, so I'd rather take her with me than leave her be. Glinda, knowing what he means, saying, "Well, that is quite a heavy burden, and also a big responsibility for a child your age. Okay then, let's go find your daughter." With, of course, Glinda and Ruby go follow Izuku. With Izuku pretty much going to the corner where Eri was hiding, and instantly Izuku says, "Eri, it's me. It's safe to come out now." With instantly, of course, rubied eyes look out. With pretty much Ruby just looking at Eri's eyes, and she's like, "Those eyes are so beautiful." Pretty much thinking. With pretty much Eri like just saying, "Papa, is that you?" With Izuku just doing like having a really kind and genuine smile. Saying, "It's me, Eri. It's okay. The bad men are gone. They won't hurt you." With Eri just pretty much slowly like gets out and like pretty much runs towards him instantly saying, "Papa, I was so scared. Is it true that they won't get me? And even the mean man won't get me?" With pretty much, of course, Eri was crying on his shoulder because, of course, remember, Eri was just rescued few minutes ago, and already got a really deep bond really quickly with Izuku, and basically, so yeah, in reality, she had a really good, she has a really deep bond with Izuku. With Izuku just saying, "Shh, shh, it's okay, my little Ruby. No one's gonna get you. It's okay." With, of course, Ruby just hearing Eri being called Little Ruby, she kind of blushes because her name is Ruby. With, of course, Glinda looks at her saying, "Are you okay, Miss Rose?" With, of course, Rose saying, "Nothing, don't worry about it." She doesn't know why she is being, like, blushing. She doesn't know why. It's just embarrassing. Because the nickname for his daughter is Ruby's actual name, so, yeah. With, of course, Eri looks at the two behind her saying, "Papa, are they?" With basically Izuku saying, "No, they're okay. They're both nice people. I promise. This is Ruby, and this is sorry, I didn't get your name." With Glinda saying, "Oh, Glinda Goodwitch. Pleasure to meet you." With instantly Izuku saying, "Glinda, see? They are nice people, Eri. No need to be scared of them." With Ruby just walking up to her and kneeling down to her height. With, of course, Eri being really nervous, she basically hides behind Izuku's legs. With basically, of course, Ruby just kind of looks into Eri's eyes, and she sees that the little girl has went through a lot of pain. And seeing the amount of pain she went through, she feels her heart break, you know? With instantly, Ruby just says, It's okay, Eri, right? Eri, right? With, of course, Eri just shaking her head, with her saying, My name is Ruby Rose, and your eyes are very beautiful. With Eri saying, Really? It's not a bad curse like the bad man said? With Ruby saying, No, why? Izuku just explains to her saying, before I took her in and adopted her, the bad man was, basically asked, Izuku looked at Eri saying, Eri, can you, close your, you know, cover your ears, please? As tight as you can, like you can't hear anything? With Eri saying, okay, Papa. With, of course, Eri blocking her ears. With Ruby confusing, why is she, with Izuku saying, Eri was experimented on, was forcefully being experimented by a madman in a semblance to try to figure out how to make artificial semblances. Which is a bit of a lie, not real. It's a bit of a lie that Izuku came up with if anyone asks about why she has scars. And of course, her reaction about stuff like that, and also like the weird thing called curses. And Izuku explains, I think you noticed the scars, didn't you? With Ruby did notice the scars at first, but she thought it was like something like, oh, she was playing rough, or oh, she fell and she wasn't able to heal it on time because aura, she didn't know how to use her aura and stuff like that. With Ruby saying, yeah, but she was experimented on? By who? Shiku looks at the side of Eri, just pretty much closing her eyes and looking at the pretty lights. With Izuku saying, her guardian did that to her. She doesn't know what a smile is either. And I've been trying to figure out what it is. And I've been trying to figure out how to help her. What's the cause of not helping her smile? With Izuku just gripping his hand saying, just thinking about that really pisses me off. Of course, his fist starts like turning into fire. Really, imagine kind of like basically imagine. I forgot. Like there was basically just fire on his fist, saying like he's pissed as, and basically Ruby kind of just shocked that someone experimented on someone that they're supposed to take care of. Ruby shocked and worried for the girl's mental state, and she sees that she's innocent and very adorable. With instantly, of course, with pretty much, of course, Ruby goes up to her saying, Eri, would you like to go get something to eat? With Ruby says, mm-hmm. Are we gonna go eat worms? With Izuku pretty much looking at her, not shocked, but also like a deep kind of despair, with Izuku saying, Eri, like I said before, we're not eating worms, remember? We're eating food. With Ruby Rose hearing this, she is saddened deeply. This little girl had to eat worms. She was thinking, saying, who would do this to someone so young? Why? With basically instantly, Ruby goes up and hugs her like tightly and kindly, saying, no, you don't, Ruby. No, you don't, Eri. You're gonna eat something very sweet. Don't worry about it. With instantly, Ruby saying, are you my mama? Of course, out of nowhere, everyone was shocked. With Ruby and Izuku were blushing. With Izuku saying, Eri, where did you hear that from? with instantly Ruby Eri saying, the nice old lady said what was a mama and a papa, remember? That's when I was starting to call you Papa. And basically about like how Mama is always nice to her to some people like me, and protects me from bad people and makes me happy. Of course, she was saying innocently, with Ruby just blushing, of course, saying, "But I'm not your mama. I can't even. I'm barely 16, and I'm not even old enough to be a mother yet." With Aerie just kind of like looking sad and like just saying, "Oh, you're not my mama?" Like with like cute puppy dog eyes. Not like she wasn't doing it like force like to like sorry, wait, hold up. Okay, I'm back. But basically, she was like unconsciously like doing like some like a cute little sad face with basically instant. It's like something shot through uh Ruby's heart saying, "Too cute. She's almost as cute. She's cuter than Sway." Or Zwei, I don't know how to say it, but Zwei. With basically Ruby's like, ah! It's like she was shot with an arrow. She's like, too cute. With basically Izuku also doing the same thing. And of course, Glinda. With basically everything, oh, with of course, blood, like pretty much her whole face scarlet red, saying, "Oh, okay, I'll be your mama." With instantly Eri looking up at her, and for the first time, she smiled. It was like something in her was happy about that. And before you say anything, Eri had a bit of a vision, you can say. That's all I'm gonna say. It was mostly said through Izuku's point of view, but yeah, this was a bit of a memory. For Eri's point of view, when Eri saw Ruby pretty much like going down to her level, she had a vision of a woman that was like Eri, not Eri, sorry, that was like Ruby, but older, somewhere like much older. But the girl in front of her, Eri, was somewhere younger, but looked the same. So she instinctively called Ruby Mama, basically. And remember, Eri did kind of go back in time, but did also gain the memories of the Eri of the future. So yeah. Anyways, Eri pretty much kind of is changing the course of time. Basically, pretty much is basically changing the course of time. Yeah! Anyways, with of course Eri just doing a blinding light smile that was like a small sun there. With instantly Ruby, like something in Ruby awoken, and basically her heart was like like another, like her heart was shot by another arrow, but even bigger, and she's like, "Too cute! I might die!" Even Izuku and Glinda were just like that. Ruby just falling on her back, saying, with both pretty much Izuku and Ruby falling on their backs, with Izuku saying, "I think I can die in peace now. My eyes were blessed." With Ruby saying, "Agreed." Of course, and a flashback pretty much being taken by Glinda to the police office. But anyways, with Izuku, it was nothing. It was just, I don't know what happened. With pretty much Osmond saying, "Don't worry about it, Izuku." But instantly, everything was stopped when, with Eri just saying, "Cookies!" And just pretty much just, basically, just like Ruby, she was basically like shoving cookies in her mouth, and she was like non-stop. With Izuku saying, "Eri, don't eat like that, you might choke!" With basically Izuku just bringing the milk, the cup of milk to her, saying, "Here, drink." With basically Eri just drinks the whole milk and just loves the cookies, and basically she kind of became a bit of a cookie addict. Yes. With basically Osmond saying, anyways, I just need to tell you that you are going to be joining my academy, along with that Rose girl, along with that Rose girl, and your daughter will be coming too, for special reasons. With Izuku saying, "Oh, okay, but and and of course Osmond says, don't worry, you shall not be separated. I merely ask that you should be careful, and of course you can leave her in our care. I would say Glinda would gladly take care of her." And somewhere in another room, Glinda instantly sneezes, saying, "What is Osmond now thinking of?" With Ruby saying, "Professor Osmond?" With basically, of course, same as Canon, Glinda pretty much does the little talk thing about everything. With basically, Osmond comes in saying, "Oh, Glinda, she's merely a child. Please, calm yourself." Of course, same as Canon, he brings in a plate of cookies. This time there was a bit less. With Ruby saying, what? Why do I feel like there's supposed to be more cookies here?" With Osmond saying, "I talked to that child, you know. Eri was her name. Such a sweet, kind girl. It saddens me for what she's went through." Ruby says, "Did Izuku?" With, of course, Osmond shakes his head saying, "Yes, he told me and explained to me. Such horrible fate can happen to a child. What surprised me the most is that she is still innocent after all that. There might be some mental scarring there, but hopefully, hopefully she grows into a young, strong woman one day. But anyways, Miss Rose, who taught you to hold such one of the most dangerous weapons known to man?" With basically the same thing, Ruby being Ruby, same thing, everything. So yeah. With then we go to the blimp ride with pretty much Izuku carrying Eri, with Eri just looking outside in awe and says, "Whoa, Papa, look at that!" Of course, she's pointing out things like that are like new to her, like a mountain, a tree, ocean, even the whole school, like campus. Of course, some people were shocked of why there was a little girl with him, and then instantly, uh, Izuku just walks around. Of course, he doesn't care about the stairs. But then instantly, Izuku, of course, Eri sees Ruby pretty much talking to a girl that's blonde. And before you say anything, Izuku was given a bit of a place to stay thanks to Ospen. So yeah. But then pretty much, Izuku did bump into Ruby again, and Izuku kind of told about his situation, and Ruby said that they can stay. Both of them can stay there. Of course, luckily, Izuku but somehow Izuku never bumped into Yang, which is very odd, don't you think? Yes, there's a reason why, but yes. Anyways, Ruby asked her dad about if Izuku can stay into one of the guest rooms, and basically, yeah. Of course, I think it was Tai. I think it was Tai. Yeah, Tai agreed to it, and basically they stayed there for a bit with Izuku just training, and Eri learning what food is, and Izuku explaining Eri's situation without her being there, and Eri was playing with Sway, which was an adorable sight. You cannot believe how much, how many times both Ruby and Izuku were dying from cuteness. So of course, since Yang was looking for her mother, getting clues and stuff, I'm just gonna say that's the reason why they didn't bump into each other. So basically, yeah. With then, of course, Eri saying, "Mama!" Instantly, Ruby looks behind her. Of course, she kind of did become a bit of a parental kind of get into the parental role, but she still gets embarrassed each time when people say that both Izuku and her are together. So yeah, with Ruby looking at Eri with such a beautiful smile, like a motherly only a mother can give. With Yang just looking at Ruby, instantly like run towards Izuku and hold Eri, just like my little Ruby, like just excitingly like twirling around and having her up. With Yang just looking, just in shock, saying, "Huh?" and basically looks at Eri, Izuku, Ruby, like what? Huh? Wait, and it's like what? What did I miss something? Huh? With basically instantly Ruby just like hugs her and just gives her like like little kisses, like saying how are you, like pretty much just being like a doting, like a really like affectionate mother. With Eri just doing cute laughs, and everyone could not help but just think she's too adorable. Like there was this instinct saying, "Must protect at all costs." You know. At one point, even someone wanted to even hold her, but of course, Ruby, being the protective mother, she basically kind of like showed her gun at. She literally pointed a gun at one of them, saying, "Touch her, and you're dead." With Yang did not expect anything about this. She was like, "Okay, hold up here. How are you a mother? You are too young to be one. And you have a kid? With this real weird guy?" With Izuku saying, "Hey, I'm not weird. A lot. That much." With Ruby saying, "Oh yeah, you never met Izuku because you went to get for that. I forgot you were gone for a few weeks. Huh? It makes sense." With Yankee, but no one told me about this. With instantly Ruby, with Eri saying, "Mama, who is this crazy lady?" With instantly something, there was something just being called crazy lady. Just Ruby laughed, like pretty much laughed. With Ruby just saying, "This crazy lady is your auntie Yang." With Eri just looking at Yang, saying, "Crazy auntie Yang?" in such a cute manner, with like her eyes sparkling. With Yang was about to say like she's not crazy, but when she saw those adorable eyes, it's like she can't get mad, Like everything in her mind from being mad instantly shut off. She's like, "I can't get mad at this. She's too adorable." Basically, yeah. They pretty much Izuku just laughs, and he sees a guy that was about to a blonde guy that was about to vomit, and Izuku saying, "Ooh, are you okay there, buddy?" With the guy saying, "I'm not good with what." And basically, of course, he takes the guy to a trash can, and he's like, "Ooh, there. Do you feel it? Are you okay? Are you sure you don't need to?" Instantly, of course, the guy vomits. He's like, "Ooh, okay." With Izuku just pats the guy's head, like back. He's like, "It's okay, let it all out, buddy. We've all been there." So yeah, everything goes like that. With pretty much, uh, Eri pretty much stealing the hearts of many in the airship. Some just thinking that she's too cute to be in part of this world. Technically, they're not wrong, but yes, she's the most adorable little child you can imagine. And also, uh, a lot of people were like confused of how someone this young could have like a child. So, like the math don't add up. The math don't add up. And also, if you're hearing like meowing in the background, I'm sorry, that's my cat, Shadow. But anyways, yes, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Something short and simple and a bit rushed. Sorry for that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day. Good night. Or good afternoon. Or wherever you are. Bye.